my scrappy friends. So I have a new layout process for you that goes along with my December daily. This is going to be day 6, and I had already picked out my papers. I actually had did it the night before, and then I called it a night before I started. So I have been finding that, I don't know about you guys, but I've been finding it a little bit difficult to keep up with it every night. So some nights I will do a ton of pages, and I know this week I have been so super tired, and like I haven't even been watching that many YouTube videos. And I feel really bad because I miss watching all my friends and stuff. I love seeing how everybody else's stuff is going too. Um so yeah, I'm going to use that top lined paper for some journaling. And I do off on the side pick out a few pictures, or I write down some pictures that I'm going to be using on this page. Now, one thing I have been doing is I have been taking Chamel's Journal Your Christmas, which I have been really bad about doing, but I have been watching some of her videos of her making the 3x4 cards. So I love the way that she has been using the snowflakes and the punches, and it really makes me wish I had a punch. But since I don't, I've been trying to think of ways that I can make a card that looks similar to hers but with different elements, which is kind of what she wants. So this is very much inspired in the way that she has been doing some of her cards. So if you guys haven't checked out that class and that's something that might interest you, I mean, Chamel is a great person to learn from. I've taken some of her other classes and I learn a lot from her. And this is definitely a lot more about journaling and not so much on scrapbooking, but she does give you a lot of good things as far as picture taking, which I know is a help for me because I'm not too good. So I layer some of those pieces on that Martha Stewart tag, and I picked the wood grain 6 because I have some wood grain, and I thought that that wood grain would really look nice. So here I'm thinking about, oh, maybe I might add something else to that card just to, spruce it up. I have that Season of Lights, and I really like that. But I think what would go good with that? Oh, I have the star from, I think that's Teresa Collins. So I do a, 3 stars in a red. And I just use my chalk ink, my edger from Prima, to do those, and I make it really simple. So I have my album out because I'm going to be putting that page in there in a minute, and I think I was looking for something. I know I keep going back and forth and looking to see how things are going to fit, how they're going to look, because I am going to use that other sheet right there for part of day 6. And as of right now, the pictures that I have picked out are I have a close up of my tree. My kids playing, we bought that game Simon Says with the lights, and you have to like repeat after the machine thing. And then I had made some Christmas cookies that night. So I have a picture of that. So I figure I'll probably put at least 2 of those pictures on there, maybe 3. I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to do it. And so at this point, I think I've decided that I'm going to not journal anymore, and kind of, since I don't have anything printed out because I don't have my printer inked, this is a good chance for me to kind of get a good idea of what I want to put and make my pages. And man, my dog keeps hitting that or something. So I'm going to use that Teresa Collins like border thing on, that is Simple Stories paper. And I want to use that just as my anchor down at the bottom. And I really like that. I think those are Echo Park. It's from like the Caught Apart sheet from their Christmas. And I actually think that, was that wood grain part of that? That might have been. I'm not positive. But the cards in there are really, really fun. And that one says joy. And it has like kids playing and everything. And so it's just really fun. And I thought that might be fun if I want to use like the close up of the tree on there or something, maybe like a small picture, like a 2 by 2 or 2.5 by 2.5 or something. We'll see. And so I'm just looking for some tidbits, and I've been keeping a lot of stuff in that bowl. Of course, I have a ton more of ephemera pieces that are not in there. So, and as I've been going through, I've been trying to add a few extra things to that to so I'm not looking through. I mean, as you can see, I got all those, and those are really fun, but they're very antique-y. So I've been having a hard time trying to figure out where I want to put them. So I just look at a few and save a couple. And one's a transparent red one, and I don't end up using any of those for this. I know these are Fancy Pants, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And the colors are close to what I'm looking for. So, and I thought about using that Ho 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 one, but I end up using Good Little Boys and Girls. And then I know I took out a wood piece, and then I have those October afternoon like little snidbit pieces, and that one says Hey Santa, and I really like that, but I don't want it to have the speech bubble, so I do cut that part off. Oh yeah, and I had that star on there. How could I forget that? It's in Pop Dots. I'm looking right at it. I found that when I do these voiceovers, I need to look at my layouts. I've tried to do it without it, and then I get confused because, yeah. So I'm edging pretty much everything. A few pieces I use a little bit of that red with it, but I mostly just stick to using the Old Road. And I found that that's giving my pages a continuity because I am not using all the same collection because, let's face it, I get bored if I just have one collection to use. But I'm really, really enjoying this, and I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can, but keep it nice. And I have found that I think that is what's helping me get through with this because I mean at this point I think I might have been pretty much on track, but I know later on I end up doing a few days in a row, like all in one chunk. So I'm just playing around with placement. Where do I want to put it? What do I want to use to put this down? And I do use pop dots in here. I like the way that they're giving dimension to a few of my pieces so they don't all blend in. And so I'm just going to leave that one, I think, as that. And then I stick it in my pocket and that one's done. And so I'm going to flip it over to the other one. And my book is starting to get pretty big, especially now that I have a few more days. So I will say that's the only thing about using you know, adhesive that is dimensional. So I'm trying to think about what colors are going to look good. I want them to really mesh with the page before. I know on the page before that, they didn't quite all go together, but I was okay with that. But I really am trying to keep my days like consistent in colors. I'm finding that that is a good way for me to make it quick. I know I've been watching a lot of Nicole Jones's pages, and I love that she's doing the project lifestyle. I wish I could do that, but I probably wouldn't take that many pictures because a lot of my days are just like doing school, and I can't be taking pictures all day. And my kids don't like me to take pictures of them. They're really weird. They're too young to say, "Mommy, don't take pictures." But so but I'm really having fun doing this, and I know I'm going to look back at it and enjoy seeing how our days are, our Decembers change over the years. So, yeah. I think that excitement is still there, so that is keeping me going. I know I've heard a lot of people like they're having a hard time. And I feel bad. I wish I could give them some of my holiday spirit. All my friends, if you're watching this and you're having a hard time, I'm giving you some of my holiday spirit. So I decided to use that Home for the Holidays collection, And I love those colors. They're so rich and they go pretty well with the simple stories. So the greens and the reds, and it has a little bit of a brown. So I'm just going to layer them, and I'm trying to leave enough space so that I can put a picture on there. So my thought is I'm going to put that on, and I just wasn't sure, and you're going to see me play around because I'm like, oh wait, what if I want to do journaling on here, right? And so I decide to use some of this Echo Park, and it has an ornament on it, so it's kind of perfect. But I know it takes me a few minutes to figure out exactly where I want that because I don't want to cover up the bulbs because those are really, really pretty. But I know that that's kind of like the only place it fits if I'm going to get a nice picture in there. So I like leave a few edges so you can see the edges. And of course, I have to fix it because it's not perfect. And then I'm like, I want to stick a candy cane in here to mix the colors. But I have a hard time deciding exactly where I want that because it just didn't look right. And even the place that I have it, I'm not crazy about it, but I stuck it down with the glue and it's down for now. Now, one thing I have found is that the pages that aren't in the pockets, my sequins are starting to come off already. So, I don't know if any of you guys have any tips for keeping sequins on that aren't in pockets. This page, the sequins haven't come off yet, but a couple of my other pages, some of the big ones have. Well, I don't know if it's just because they're bigger or what. So I'm just looking for some pieces that are going to look nice in there. And I think in the end, I know I add some sequins at the end that I didn't tape. And then I add this Merry and Bright, but I also add some words and a star sticker to just kind of go with the other stars that are on there. I think my camera died or something, or I ran out of memory. So here are all the close-ups of this page and the other page. And there's where I put the sequins. They look so cute there. And then I added those words. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy my process. And I definitely will be sharing everything once I get all my pictures in. And I'm hoping that I can get ink some point soon. So I will be talking to you later. Bye.